Welcome back everyone to Final Fantasy XIV. We are off to help out Alphanod, who has wandered off without even thinking about the troubles that could be here, as S9 had said. Ah, there we go. Ooh, there's an ether current right here, too. I'm picking up quite a few of these here, though the area doesn't seem like it's very big, to be honest. So I'm wondering if maybe that's why. Tree! No, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Got the wind sprite on me. I meant to hit my 6, but I hit my 5 instead. Of course, we have a dragon that's just kind of hanging around the spot here, so we have to take this out first. Another tree. And down. Oh, here's Alphanod. You get that firewood, Alphanod. You better get it. I see it was right to worry about the boy's safety. Once Alphanod returns to the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what looks to be stew ingredients ready for the fire. Few things compare to a simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. So speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you would have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and a flint. Who was willing to instruct me so patiently then? But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to Yesiel with a pallet of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Shalonian dignitary, and alongside my twin, became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of my own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal and led to the downfall of the Scions. We are all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives never knowing what it is they fight for, never questioning which they have been taught to believe. It was only upon meeting Hesperia that I learned of the truth hidden within our history. Were not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods from which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance, that the truth has driven me to do terrible things I cannot deny. But I rather sin in pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance of knowledge. You were well on your way, Master Alphanod. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now I struggle to acknowledge that misconceptions over which I have labored. Sitting here amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragon Song War began, but we do not put an end to this conflict now. I can say for certainly that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg himself. Myself, orders or no. Instein, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Isart. Convince me, Hesperia, of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, winds willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. Yeah, it's morning already. The campfire was so cozy I must have fallen asleep, Kupo. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Husband back to the skies above Zenith, I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot on the shiny horn. So I'll be heading back now, if it's all the same to you. Goodbye, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. I guess this big ruin is where I have to go. At least that's what it seems like to me, I think. So onwards we shall go. We're actually only missing a couple more ether currents. Just 5 more. So actually we're halfway on the environmental ones. But we found them pretty quickly, so I'm kind of thinking Maybe we'll find at least one or two more along the way here. A lot of wind sprites around now, because it's kind of throwing me off a bit. Ooh, another ether ride. We've made it, Zenith. Music has definitely changed here to be a bit more solemn. I'm definitely curious right now if there's one in this area or not. To the west. Okay, so up this way. Would it be around these ruins, perhaps? Assuming the entrance is right over here. Well, actually, it's probably like a spiral staircase, I imagine. Is it? I hear something over here. Will not surprise me if it's up here somewhere. Yep, it's here. So let's go ahead and grab that thing first.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Reisvelga, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva. But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me. I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn. Then the spirit that answered me.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
San es chisnishka, stadrana moi. Snodoanki, uteta maas mornish.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, Dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
Mixai erski listain, non miki shisikin, kua ala ain el. Sai an ursina an thornizeg. Non wo I alamon a. Skor esknik I es. Nes soi an in. Do in an. Olodran.
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Sale orn I nesh iratatoska kin fo elna. Si is nesh dokin an.
Then the seed lies within us.
Is los esh idran. Oloson inizeg. Non nish I diadran en. Wa ulva skola es alakin el andranken. Mondo.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
War ulmon ala al as drago. Kawol smain kor su thrahal seskmoni. Se an in kinizeg.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
Ice in drago. Ale inia in.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Ja an. Lis as an in. En tu ole in an hes isu. Mik du set in sohi. Nosta e. No lis as dui forfa in. Come.
Well, that could have gone better. Husvier was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words were so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even onto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from indicating this humiliation, in truth we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course.
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word, and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And if the tales are true, the Warrior of Light has bested many an invincible foe. But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
That I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
Well.